Hello everybody, I'm doing something a little unusual for my channel and doing a early thoughts video based on a couple of trailers that just came out. This is for Persona 3 Reload and Persona 5 Tactica, which I've already been asked in my latest live stream as to what I think of them, which I guess is only natural since the Persona videos I made are some of my most popular on the channel. So I figured I may as well just get my thoughts out of the way and hopefully answer any questions that you guys may have. I won't be doing these early thoughts videos that frequently. The only reason I'm even doing this one is because the Persona 3 remake in particular has been heavily requested for a long time, and so there's going to be a fair bit to talk about. But I think I'll start with my thoughts on Persona 5 Tactica since I don't have quite as much to say about that as I do with Persona 3 Reload. So from the short trailer that someone from Atlus accidentally released on Instagram and then showed off afterwards, it looks like Persona 5 is now going to be a tactical RPG, similar to Fire Emblem, Final Fantasy Tactics, or Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. And you guys know that I do enjoy Fire Emblem, so having a game similar to that with the Persona characters might seem like a pretty good idea. I just wish that we didn't have yet another Persona 5 game so soon. Vanilla Persona 5 is only around 6 years old at this time, and I think there's already now officially more sequels, spin-offs, and re-releases than Final Fantasy VII's ever gotten in its 26+ year lifespan. And don't get me wrong, I love the Phantom Thieves and I love Persona 5. Royal is still my favorite game of all time, but I am done with the Phantom Thieves. I really think they should have bowed out with some dignity left after Strikers. That was a reasonable point to stop Persona 5 content there. But Atlus unfortunately have $ for eyes, and in addition to that Persona 5 X mobile game or whatever that was, it doesn't seem like Atlus are going to be stopping making Persona 5 content anytime soon. And that kinda disappoints me. I'm sure Persona 5 Tactica will still be a fun enough time, but I really think Persona 5 has run its course at this point, and Atlus should just take a break from Persona 5 and just work on a new Persona game that doesn't have the Phantom Thieves. I've been defending Atlus for a while now, saying no, they're not going to be milking Persona 5 for all it's worth, but now that we have both Persona 5 X and Persona 5 Tactica, I don't think I can defend them anymore, and it's sad. I'll definitely still pick out the game anyway, if anything just for review purposes, since Persona videos do well on my channel, but I am a little more reluctant to play this one than I am with Persona 3 Reload. I'm also not exactly sure how exactly a tactical game is going to work when there's only maybe around 8 Phantom Thieves in total, I think. You kind of need more than that if you want to do something like Fire Emblem, I would say, so maybe they should have just included all of the Persona characters from like Persona 3, 4, hell, put in the characters from 1 and 2 if you want to. As to say, I'm sure the game will still be fine and I'll still pick it up, but I'm not nearly as excited for it as Persona 3 Reload. With the Persona 3 Reload trailer, we've only seen about a minute of it, but I'm already way more hyped up for this one. I've been wanting a Persona 3 remake for a long time now. I know that some people say Persona 3 doesn't really need a remake, but for me personally, I think it kinda does, and I'm very much glad that this exists now. The original Persona 3 had a lot of awesome ideas like Tartarus and the Dark Hour, but I did think it could have been maybe fleshed out a little further, like why exactly do the people turn into coffins during the Dark Hour? And from the looks of it, there's a couple of exclusive scenes here and there, so maybe they might delve into Tartarus a bit deeper. And graphically, it's looking pretty good so far. I know some people don't really like the new UI that much, but I personally think it's fine, and it's also unfinished, so maybe it might change or be a little more detailed when it's all finished. We've still got a fair bit of time until the game's out, so I wouldn't say judge it just yet. It looks like the social links are all back, which is pretty cool, though it's unclear whether Femc or her social links are in the game, but I understand that that's a lot of extra work Atlus would have to do because they would have to basically remake it from the ground up, and if they were to include Femc and the other social links, then you just know that they would put it as DLC. Same with the answer too, come to think of it. We didn't see that in the trailer either, although I don't really think we need the answer. It looks like they're mainly focusing on the journey anyway, which I think is all they really need. I do also wonder if maybe Akihiko or Junpei can have social links with the male protagonist this time. That was kind of one of my bigger problems with the original. They either leave social links with party members way too late in the game or just don't bother at all in the case of Junpei and Akihiko, or even Koromaru for that matter. And I was supposed to believe that by the end of the game, C's are all really good friends, which I really didn't buy, especially since by the time you get to Arena, everybody's all split up and not talking to each other. So I'm very much hoping that gets fixed so that way I can believe that C's could be friends even outside of Tartarus and the Dark Hour, but that's just me personally. One thing I do very much hope gets changed is Tartarus itself. In a perfect world, I would want Tartarus to have properly structured floors similar to Persona 5's dungeons, albeit to a much smaller scale just to give the feeling that you're climbing up this massive tower. From the looks of it, Tartarus does still go pretty high given how big the floor count is, but at the same time that could just be cosmetics for the trailer. The battle system looks like it's sort of a fusion of sorts between Persona 3's and Persona 5's, and thankfully it looks like you could actually control your party members, which will be a big win for me already. I know some people don't really mind the AI controlled party members that much, and I can tolerate them at best, but when they do mess up, I get absolutely infuriated. I'd much rather fail because I made the wrong decision and not because someone else did. But yeah, I don't think there's really anything else I could say. I'm really looking forward to this remake, and I hope that the problems that I did have with the original do get addressed, and the stuff that was good can be made even better. I do hope that if MC and The Answer do make it in the game, that Atlas won't lock it behind DLC, but we know how money hungry they've been lately with the DLC, Soul Hackers 2 being the worst example, and you just know they're gonna release it on launch day too, enticing you to buy the ultimate package of Persona 3 Reload, on top of some costumes you're probably never gonna wear. So yes, I'm way more excited for Persona 3 Reload than I am with Persona 5 Tactica, but I'm still gonna be picking up the games anyway. They're Persona games, of course I'm gonna get them. But how do you feel about Persona 3 Reload and Persona 5 Tactica? Do leave a comment below and let me know what you think. Until then, please do enjoy my upcoming reviews and my eventual reviews of the two Persona games, and I will see you next time. Take care.